Hello everybody! Hello, hello! I hope everybody has been doing well and having a good week so far. Hello, hello, hello! Let's just get this ready. Welcome back to Slay the Princess. So, we got plans today. Time for a new run. So, hi everybody, hello, hello, hello. As I said, I hope everybody's doing well and having a good week. I have to get my notes up. I wrote notes because we have a plan. The first thing is, gotta find you. I'm also covering up, there's another princess all the way over here. But you are, and I think I have an idea, unless I'm totally missing something. I have an idea of how to get her, because I always forget, like, it can do the same thing, but it depends on whether you took the knife at the beginning or end, and then I don't actually know what choice to make at the end. And then we have a whole bunch of other friends down here. I like that the princess and the dragon has the black outline. And I just wrote down some choices that I thought would be interesting that we didn't do, and then we're gonna try and get to some other endings. And so yeah, obviously this I definitely want to do new princess, and we also have the damsels. So we have this triplet here of that will definitely get new stuff. I want to see where we can get from the tower. We might be able to... This is failing to kill a god. That's good to remember. See where that gets us. This is just a circle. That's very mysterious. And then, but yes, I hope everybody's doing well. We'll see where we get with this. And then I talked about this in a recent stream. I didn't really know where to. It didn't really seem worth putting it on its own stream. But recently I finished reading Sacred and Terrible Air. This felt like one of the slightly more relevant stream to put it in. But I just devoured that. I don't know if it was worth talking about that a tiny bit, maybe at the end, for the people that's relevant to. I'm just into writing at the moment. But yeah, Sacred and Terrible Air, it's the book written by the sort of main Disco Elysium writer and was published before... before Disco Elysium came out. Have a good night, King! And yeah, I don't think enough people have, like, even read it to make it worth putting its own stream, but I really enjoyed it, and it gave me a lot to think about and a lot to sort of, like, recontextualize in terms of Disco Elysium. But yeah, I don't want to get into, like, spoilers here. We're here for Slay the Princess, but I just wanted to bring that up. Time for a new game.
You're on a path in the woods.
I missed you.
And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Guess we can just finally continue. Let's just get going.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further.
Yes?
She will lie, she will cheat,
Let me get my notes
and
again.
she will do everything in
go.
her power to stop you from slaying her.
Yeah.
We're not going to go through with this, right? Ignore him.
Into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely the blade.
Hey, we're gonna take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Yeah, it definitely adds more context now that we know. Amazing that she can hear, that we can actually hear the taking of the blade.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
You down the stairs?
You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
So let's see what we can do here.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Possibly? Maybe not. Yeah, I don't actually know. Maybe we should just make her safe here. Maybe?
That giant knife you're holding kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
The blade. Of course she doesn't want to talk. Who'd want to have a conversation at knife point? We should drop it. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. But killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Indeed. Hi Patrick, hi Nagito, and welcome. Drop it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Let's talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
We still got arms. We can do a lot. We can do a lot with just arms.
We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
Okay.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Yeah, it's pretty awkward.
I know. I just said that. Now why are you here to kill me?
Do you know why I'm here to kill you?
That laugh. I think I'm in love.
Stop it.
I have no idea. To be honest, I don't even know why I'm down here, or how I got here. I was kind of hoping you might be able to shed some light on the whole situation.
We try hard enough. We can summon Smitten anywhere. How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
No, I don't love that CG.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting. She is. I'm sure of it.
I've been avoiding that CG. I'm here because you're supposed to end the world.
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Deflect. What are you going to do if I let you out of here?
Princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
I don't think I can answer that question in a way you'd find meaningful.
Good response.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
Yeah.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
There's this artistic quality to the blood and gore in the game. No, absolutely. I, particularly with the use of the sort of monochromatic and then the pop of red almost. No, it's really effective. And just the way that they, like, it's so, cause like she's so stylized, and then there's this sort of visceral, realistic quality, like when she's gnawing her hand off. You almost wouldn't expect to see like tendons and bone. It's shocking, no, and it's very effective, and I appreciate that. I don't like the visceralness. It's just something I'm more sensitive than like body horror.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
Sounds
She's
great.
wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
Monarch. Yeah, I don't think we've seen much of that monarchy here. What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
I really like also how this expression is drawn, just the sort of dead eyes, you don't see like the bright highlights.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
How long have you been down here?
Too long.
Okay, we've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
I'm getting you out of here.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
I'm gonna go check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around up there somewhere up there. And if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free.
I'll be here.
You attempt to make your way.
Yep,
Is someone
yep.
else?
Try the
You try the door.
door.
You're here. You'll shout. I'll repeat.
Turn to the bottom.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
Right, the monarchy.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Oh, I automatically picked it up. Save the princess? Question mark?
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye.
Hey, getting
How
somewhere?
is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Okay, so now I don't actually... This is different from... I think this is where we get the damsel before. We brought the knife at the beginning. It is a different princess. I don't actually know what happens if we do slay the princess from here. Let's... leave it there. And go for the warren, though.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive!
Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
No.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
Okay. Seems promising.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Oh, prisoner! Okay. What'd you get if you don't?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I watched another YouTuber play the game for the first time. This is the first ending they got. Yeah, I think someone said that this is like a common first one. I just kept forgetting that I was trying to originally I was going for like very different paths. I forget it like her not just her demeanor changes, but you can still that will affect the ending as well, whether you take the knife at the beginning or not and then sort of do the same actions. Not resisting leads to the witch or the bee. Okay. Yeah, I was wondering because I'm like, I only have one more ending, but where does this go?
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Prisoner is a common first ending. A lot of people think, well, I don't want to kill her, but I should take the knife just in case. That was kind of how I was feeling at the beginning. But ended up in a very different place. Okay, who's our friend here? I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu.
A terrible sense of deja vu? No, you don't have that. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying.
Hello, skeptic.
I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember, you know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how
Yeah.
We could go back and forth on the...
Want to hear the skeptic
Those are two
lines?
very different... Let's say, if you're...
The absolute irony. Well, that's one way to put it, I guess. You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us. That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting. But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason. Did you try and free her? Did you say something really mean to me? Because if I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it. I'm a professional, after all.
Did you say something really mean to me?
Sure you are. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us and now everyone's right back where they started. So, if it's the latter, what do you think happened after you?
Sounds pretty consequence, time, yeah.
Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul. Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And yet, here we are. You're talking in circles. No, I'm talking in facts.
I think we're okay. Let's proceed to the cabin. I want to see the princess.
A warning.
Yep.
She will lie. Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Clown? Proceed into the cabin. Very dynamic, so good.
The
What have we
interior
got?
of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison.
Prison? Prisoner?
The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Let's ask about the mirror.
Definitely did not. Does the mirror not count as furniture of note to you? Because it should. There isn't a mirror. There's a table, there isn't. I think you know what we have to do. Let's not get caught up in vanity, but we should definitely take a closer look. Whatever it is, he must not want us to know about it. Is this some sort of rehearsed bit? Use your eyes.
Let's do the mirror quickly. Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's really... You reach forward, and it was there, and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
This is a whole different cabin than last time.
Very different. Yes, but why? Did he change it? Or did it change all on its own? Maybe it's a different cabin entirely.
Speaking of clowns, there's a stream where the devs stream the princess as a clown. Oh, I really want to check out those streams. When I've at least seen every princess, I think.
Now isn't that a novel thought? Maybe you haven't actually been here before. I hope this means you'll finally drop your ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. Don't get distracted by minor details.
Oh, let's also do a save here because... I guess... We'll check. Here we go, the prisoner. Can you take us to the thorn? Or are we going straight from... Spirits... Prison... You've seen the worst sights the prison of the world can offer. You can always choose to walk away empty-handed. Sounds like a leave sort of thing, but... Let's take the blade
You take
for
the
now.
blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Does she remember us? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
Yeah, they... Also, another one here. I was gonna say, I like this. I think she's quite... Her face is drawn quite cutely in this art. One around her neck. One for us? But yeah, that looks too short to really reach her. I'm gonna say it's gonna take a lot more if we needed to cut her out of this.
So much for cutting her out of here.
Yeah.
Do you hear yourself right now? Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
Maybe if like... maybe it's if we put ourselves in here, everything else will open. This is my first time encountering the prisoner. Yes, it is.
That was there last time too, wasn't it? It was.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
Leave the princess. I'm not sure I need to do much of anything. Just see how locked up she is. I'm just gonna leave her here. No, let's sit.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Let's... Sure. Sit where you were told to sit.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
First I want to talk. My intentions? What do you mean?
Yes, your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here?
Gonna get some content out of you.
There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, so I'm afraid my only way out is surgical removal.
Let's...
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck?
Yeah.
Or does she think she'd survive a beheading? You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her. Unless she really could survive.
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
I've been here before. Am I the only one that remembers that?
Oh? Are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
I guess what you said back in the woods really was true.
Okay, you believe her?
As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things. It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency. A contingency for what? For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck.
Now hold on, if you knew this could happen, why didn't you believe us back in the woods? Why lay out all those hypotheticals? We didn't have to talk in circles.
I needed you to believe this was your first time here, even if that wasn't the truth. I hoped if I pushed back hard enough I could cram this seeping mess back into the bottle.
I feel like your denial just makes us believe it more.
And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative.
That's pathetic.
I never said I wasn't.
I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that.
Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky, so don't waste that luck by messing it up again. All right?
We're lucky?
Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark?
The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that.
I won't.
Just give it a rest, this isn't
I
helping.
was gonna say, this is not a voice who's going to accept that.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
What happened after I died last time?
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them. And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows?
It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
Now, after we did the... Sorry. Ugh. I keep imagining how, like, what each of the voices look like and how this looks from her perspective. As we're just talking back and forth like this.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
How am I supposed to cut you out? If you didn't notice, your head is in a shackle too.
No. Like I trust you to come any closer with that knife. All you're going to do is hand it to me and watch me work.
But she would have to cut her head off, right? She can't be suggesting that.
She certainly seems confident. Maybe she knows something we don't.
Or maybe you should consider the most likely scenario. She's bluffing so she can disarm you.
Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us.
So, what should we do?
I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons.
Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you.
I mean, we can just back up. Doesn't look like she can move that far away from the wall.
That doesn't sound great. What about the pros?
None.
There are none.
Yeah.
The pros are that we can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. Whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
That other chain on the wall, who is it for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on.
There's an idea.
Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Ambulatory. We can expect the shackle. Keep talking. I'm trusting you. Give her the knife. I want to see where this goes. You realize that I have as much reason to distrust you as you have to distrust me, right?
I do. So I guess this all comes down to which of us caves first. And it's not going to be me. I'm extremely patient.
It's probably better if we take action anyway. No use trying to wait her out. That's playing to her strengths.
The shackle. She could just put her in there. I want to see where this goes. Okay, I'm trusting you.
Slide it over.
No, absolutely not. I am not letting you hand your only weapon over to the world-ending princess. Until you come up with any other idea, like, say, I don't know, doing your job and slaying her, you remain rigidly in place.
You tried this last time. Do you want to know how it went for you?
Oh, I remember. She killed us, which, by your estimation, ended the world, right?
Getting him with facts and logic.
Oh, Rory, try to take over, buddy.
Exactly. If I were you, I wouldn't be too keen on repeating your mistake. Hell, we could even force your hand and do it ourselves. I'm not afraid of dying again. Are you?
A little. I think you got your point across. Fine. You slide the blade across the floor. The princess maintains unsettling eye contact as she reaches down to pick it up.
Thanks.
Welcome.
She pulls up her hair, smiling slightly as she raises the blade to her throat.
I don't want to see how this goes.
What is she doing? She doesn't say a word as she cuts into her own neck. No.
I don't want to look.
You close your eyes. That doesn't stop you from hearing every grisly detail. The splitting of skin, the wet mulching of severed veins, the grinding of metal against bone. I'll be damned. She's actually doing your job for you. Why would she do that?
Huh. So that's her play.
Killing herself?
We don't know that she's dead yet. We're not even watching it happen. She could just be faking those sounds.
And then, finally, you hear a snap and an uneasy silence. There is a slow and fleshy tear. Hard to fake that. This is worse than watching.
And yet our eyes are still closed.
Finally, there's the soft thud of something roughly head-sized bouncing against the floor, and the clattering of chains as they drop along with it. I think you can open your eyes now.
You sure? Sound design is amazing in this game. By the way, it doesn't get enough credit for the sound effects. No, I think sound design is sort of... It's something I always try and point out when I'm watching stuff as well, because I think it's definitely an unappreciated art, because it can do so much.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, what did we do? Can we put it back? Please tell me we can put it back. The princess's eyes stare up at you. Dead. Congratulations! You saved the world.
Huh. So I guess that's it. What a way to go. But she is gone, isn't she?
I hate this. Can we just get out of here now, please? Of course, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward.
Now hold on, she's dead. So what's the rush? What's your angle?
does get pretty graphic if you just, yeah, ooh, I didn't need that. I chose the very wrong words when I was like, I want to see how this plays out.
I don't have an angle. I'm just looking forward to putting all this behind us. I'm sure you can understand that.
Look, I'm just not ready to put my guard down. It's best to keep sharp. She wouldn't have done all that without some kind of reason. She's left us with this dangling thread, and I need to know why.
You're just wasting your energy. The danger has passed, and now we can all relax and enjoy your reward.
Take the princess with you. What? I want to see it. I'm actually at a loss. I'm at a loss here for the first time. I guess, do I want to make a save and have this CG immortalized there? I mean, yeah, okay, we can save. Yeah, because we're trying to see all the princess eye. We can go back and see what the other princess is. I will click this one.
Ugh, fine. You pick up the princess's severed head, its neck stump still oozing bodily fluids. Then make your way back upstairs to the first floor of the cabin.
Did you see that? I could have sworn she moved.
She didn't. She's dead. But what if she's not? Are you listening to yourself? Do I need to explain to you why decapitation is lethal? The door to your bountiful reward is right in front of you. All you have to do is open it.
Leave the cabin and claim your reward.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is... Wait, no, that's not right.
What?
Well played.
Talking heads, free a prisoner.
This is the end of the world, isn't it? I always thought I'd at least have time to explain myself before I had to watch it happen. But it's already... over? Is he gone?
But we're still here. Maybe it wasn't the end of the world after all. Maybe it was just the end of his.
Thanks for carrying me up here. I had to take it on faith that you would know what to do. I'm glad I was right to trust you.
We saved the princess. We won the game.
So, this is the outside. Maybe it's just my lack of body, but it's colder than I expected.
Okay. Well, I didn't want to get it, since we did that, I do want to get the part 3, so I guess it doesn't make sense. We saved her. We might as well learn about this vessel.
She's gone. And there's that note.
Approach
I'm
the
begging
mirror.
you, don't do this. It's different now.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
Gaze into your reflection. It's you. Lead to the cabin. Hello, you're at the cabin. Approach her. What do we have? That makes sense.
Something finds me in the long quiet.
and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
What are you? I'm interested. Let her out of there. Dealing with the narrator. Each time I feel like I'm gonna get more. What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
I'm a person.
A person. A set of eyes witnessing from one perspective. I think that you are more like me than you are like a person. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
It really does. I totally had the feeling when I was first playing this, like, or at least I had the hope. I was like, I hope when I get here, this will make more sense. And it certainly does. Gift of the fragile vessel?
Yes. Nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. Perspectives to make my own. This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others could not. She will make for a clever heart.
Love her heart.
Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer.
Let her out of there.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
I'm looking great right now. The narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Happens now.
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception.
Yeah, okay.
Bring me more perspective.
Okay, make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark, and you die. Achievement, a clever heart. Bring the prisoner's head to her. Okay. I guess we're just leaving the basement then.
Fine. But if we're leaving, then we're taking the blade. I feel exposed without it.
Fair enough.
With your work done, you remove the blade from the princess's corpse and make your way back upstairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. You can think of it as sealing yourself off from an unpleasant chapter of your life. It's all uphill from here.
Uphill in the Sophian sense?
The windows. Do you see that? We used to be able to see the outside world from up here, but now it's just empty. The door. Check the door.
Open the door and accept your reward.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away.
You don't have to act surprised. We could see this vast emptiness through the windows.
But if everything's gone, does that mean we're not gonna get our rewards?
Is that all you care about? Our stuff.
This is your reward. An eternity of bliss, if you'll have it. And I suggest that you have it. Okay. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
Imagine the narrator can just, like, tab out when things are getting boring. Watching YouTube in the other tab, he doesn't mind.
Like hell it is.
was kind of hoping we get a better ending for saving the world.
This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. No, this is the beginning of eternity. Your time passes. You can't be sure if it's days.
Yep,
Decades.
okay.
No, it can't be decades. We can't go along with this. We can't let him win.
What do you suggest then?
We still have a blade. Let's use it on ourselves and start over.
He's suggesting you kill yourself. You shouldn't kill yourself when you have an eternity of bliss right in front of you.
I don't want to die again. I didn't like dying last time. Yeah. Why not?
You goddamn spiteful bastard. Are you really going to turn down immortality itself just to make me lose?
Yeah!
Why should it matter if we die at this point? Haven't you already gotten what you want?
That was a really good line read. Wish we could play them again. I need the little like visual novel button where we'll play the line again.
I don't have to answer that.
That's all we needed to hear.
You raise the blade, then drive it into your heart. You collapse to the floor, everything goes dark, and you die. You're a genocidal maniac, you know that, right?
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Cage.
You're on a path in the wood. Chains everywhere. This is different. This is new.
Paranoid, my friend. That's a lot of chains.
It's worse is what it is.
We're finally starting to see reality for what it is. This place is a prison, and she's not the only inmate.
That is a good point. Multitude tightens its hold.
You're acting like reality is this static thing. But this world is constantly changing around us. How can you be so sure that you aren't breathing the prison into existence? That by feeling the walls closing in on you, that's exactly what they do.
What a crock of pretentious bullshit. Reality is as solid as the ground beneath our feet. And if we just examine it, if we apply enough scientific rigor, if we think hard enough, we'll find a way out of here for good. Don't you see? We're already making progress.
Scientific rigor. I guess we could get trapped in a loop here as well. I like the idea of scientific rigor. Yeah, this isn't really... One of the hard parts of why I listen to the dialogue extra, I hope it doesn't bother everyone, that I can't always keep track of what I have seen, because when I play them with like a week in between, I have to go back. I do go back and watch my VODs, but I can't. I'm trying to remember, where did we have Skeptic before? I do get a few of them confused. That was Hunted. No, I'm really charmed by the idea of scientific rigor. We'll just experiment enough. Hunted was in the Beast, yes, that's what I was... It's stubborn, okay. Maybe we can get those. Maybe we can... Oh, he pops up in the den? I'm like, what are we experimenting here? If we do things enough time, we can get some really small p-values.
And what if looking at it is enough to make it change? Where does that leave us?
It leaves you exactly where you are right now, and presumably exactly where you've been before. I'll spare you my full introduction, since you've clearly already heard it at least once, but I would like to remind you that the people in my world are living, breathing, suffering entities, and not pawns for you to sacrifice in pursuit of some vague truth.
Okay, the razor, okay. Oh, I didn't even notice. Should we talk about how we still have the blade? We've never started with the blade before.
Huh. I hadn't actually noticed.
Me neither.
Holding it's starting to feel natural, isn't it?
Of course it feels natural. We've had it with us every time. We've made it part of us. Don't be weird. It's just a tool, not some mystical object. Though starting with it feels like an indication that we're on the right track.
This is strange. You're not supposed to start with the blade. It says right here that you're supposed to find it at the cabin. Oh well, I suppose that doesn't make much sense anyway. It's better if you start with a weapon, so this is probably for the best.
Oh well. It says right here. Yeah, he has another window up. Just like me in my notes. Are you sure we even need to slay her? She cut off her own head last time.
She what? Why would she ever do that? She's not supposed to be suicidal. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. More importantly, if she did cut her own head off, why are you here? You shouldn't have died. You should be enjoying your reward.
We killed ourselves, obviously. You were insisting that we were happy, but we knew we weren't. We could see right through you. Yeah, what he said. We weren't about to be stuck somewhere being fed non-stop bullshit forever. We want answers. We weren't gonna find them in your fake little paradise.
There are no answers to find. If she was dead, then that was it. That was the solution. All you managed to do was reset the board. And you put the pieces back all wrong while you were at it. This is probably worse for you, if I had to guess.
But the pieces all... Oh, I like that as a metaphor here. This is the new game board. You put the pieces back all wrong.
Ha! So there is a board.
Well, what's done is done and you're here now. There's no use arguing. Just get to the cabin and settle this. Try not to kill yourself this time.
Oh, not taking the blade. Toss her up into the woods. Turn around and leave. Do we want to keep it or not? You're right, yes, it is an explore option. I'm not taking the blade again. It's gonna come like right back to our hand.
Are you serious? The blade is your implement. You're going to need it if you want to do things right. We can't toss it. It's the only way we can protect ourselves. It's an extension of us, and we shouldn't go around throwing our pieces away.
He's right. Weird, but right. Don't you dare.
Do it, toss the blade. I guess we'll keep it, because yeah, we don't have to. Well, I'm curious. Toss the blade. Let me actually save. As long as this doesn't, like, break things. I like the way they're talking about the extension of the self. Like, it can be like a metaphorically it's part of us, but I just keep thinking of the razor where she literally was the blades. Do it. Toss the blade.
Are you even listening to me? Does my opinion count for nothing? We're never getting out of here if you don't listen. I'm intervening. We're not tossing the blade.
I'm in charge and I say we're tossing the blade. You had your chance last time. We all saw how that worked out for us.
Too bad. This is a mutiny.
A mutiny? How many? For democracy.
Hey, you can't just do that. We're not supposed to be able to make our own decisions. What if I stop you? Maybe I can make choices too.
Good luck with that. I've got backup this time, haven't I? Yeah, alliance of convenience. We're not throwing it away. It's important.
Hey, what are you... Are you serious? That's no fair. Let me go.
But is it physical?
Sorry, has to be done.
Are you seriously not letting me toss it? Real mature. Let's go sideways. It's on the two of you. Fine, then I guess we're keeping it.
Great. Was that so hard? We need to keep our wits sharp.
You brought the wrong voice to throw it out.
Yes, you've made the right choice. The blade is the only control we have in this world.
I like paranoid.
Yes, great. Now, will you get to the cabin already? In case you've forgotten, the princess, the fate of the entire world, etc., etc.
No way out but through. Let's go see her.
You stand
Oh.
at the edge of a cliff. An abyss yawns beneath you, empty and endless. The only path forward, a rusted metal bridge. The cabin looms on its far side. I think you already know what waits for you within.
There is a cabin this time.
It's like the world itself doesn't want us to reach her.
There's nothing to find out here. Time to check in with the missus.
I'm going to pretend you didn't just call her that.
Seed into the cabin.
Every surface of the cabin is draped in chains.
Books.
The air filled with the mock birdsong of metallic clinks. Where there should be walls, you can see only endless ropes of metal, with hooks dangling from their ends. A fitting cage for a monster, destined to end the world. There's nothing for you to do but step forward into the basement. You already have your weapon. Your objective awaits.
Huh. That mirror's back again. Why?
What mirror? There is no mirror. The only thing of note here is the door to the basement.
It clearly serves some purpose, but what? Is there something about us we're supposed to see? Can it be a tool of some kind?
Yeah, this is all hand-drawn. Yeah, hand-drawn, not even using a convenient chain brush. And needing to color them all into.
Or is it a distraction? Something meant to confuse us? Can we please stop talking about the mirror? I'd rather not spend more time in this room than I have to. It's creepy.
Oh, something interesting you probably won't run into. The voices don't notice the mirror in chapter 2 if you don't draw attention to it. So their reactions are oh, interesting, because I always end up looking at it just because I want to see their reactions there. Approach the mirror.
You step out onto the floor.
Oh,
Or what should have been a floor.
Should have been.
Yes, unfortunately, you realise too late that there is no floor beneath the metal. There is only a loose web of chains suspended over some unseen space. An unseen space that you are now rapidly plummeting through.
oops.
Nothing's solid here, is it? It's all just a shifting mass waiting for us to drop our guard. Your fall is suddenly, painfully halted as rusty chains pull taut against your skin, their hooks digging into your muscle. You find yourself suspended in what appears to be a vast, dark space. The glinting of yet more chains merely hinting at its full dimensions. You dangle a few feet off the bare concrete floor. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Shut up.
As your eyes adjust to your new surroundings, you make out a figure standing in the gloom, obscured in shadow. She watches you with the stillness of the grave.
Easy now. We don't know what sort of situation we're dealing with. We should let her make the first move. Let observation give us an advantage.
Attack her? I don't think we can. Why did you cut your head off?
But you are met with only silence, save for the creaks and groans of metal as it sways in the stale air around you. The hooks slowly shift in your skin, the pain coming in waves as you continue to dangle helplessly.
Well, blade's in our left hand. Still holding on.
What if the chains don't have to be real? What if they aren't real? They feel plenty real to me. Yeah, it would be nice if we could just tell ourselves the chains aren't lodged in all our joints and they'd magically go away, but I'm afraid that's wishful thinking. Well, maybe wishful thinking is what we need. Maybe they're real, but maybe we can cut through them.
It's an idea.
It's worth a try.
Explore. Try to cut yourself free.
You clumsily rotate the blade in your palm, pressing it against the chains lodged in your wrist.
And it slices through them, right?
Yeah, what he said. It slices through.
Hey, narrator. You use a bit of belief here. A little bit of help.
Now hold on. Let's not rush to conclusions. How would that ever work?
It just does?
It doesn't.
Oh.
Maybe the only reason it isn't working is because someone doesn't believe we can do it. They're metal chains, and nothing we've done has worked so far. Maybe if you gave me a good reason to believe we should try again, I'd believe it was worth trying again. But until then, I'm going to believe our eyes. This isn't getting us anywhere.
They're really rusty and low quality metal.
You should believe it because you should. We don't have anything better to do.
Or really soft metal.
Maybe they're rusty.
Yeah.
He did say they were rusty.
Right?
Didn't he?
He did, didn't he? All right, I'm game. We cut again.
You bring your blade against the chains again, and this time, you manage to cut into the metal. Its hook remains embedded in your flesh, but your arm falls from the mass of chains, free from the princess's bindings.
Yes!
Will you look at that?
That worked.
Now why shouldn't the rest be the same then?
Yeah. The music here is getting to me.
But before you can make much progress, the princess takes a step forward. As she moves, the heavy chains shift, tightening and tearing at your flesh, your joints screaming in agony as the rusted hooks dig deeper. Stars dance in your eyes as the chain wrapped around your neck threatens to choke you.
Didn't know there was one around the neck.
As your vision comes back into focus, your eyes fall on the body of the princess, finally emerged from the shadows.
Oh.
The body of the princess is a weird way to describe a person. It's only accurate. The form in front of you is a body, draped in raiments of chains, her head dragging along behind her in an iron cage. The head stares up at you but says nothing, and the chains squeeze ever tighter.
Just keep going. She's a head in a cage. We're not going to be able to talk our way out of this. The only thing we can do is keep soaring our way to freedom.
I would like to talk a little bit. What happened to you?
Nothing happened. I think I've always been like this. Outside of everything. A helpless observer to the things that are done to me. The only difference is that my eyes are finally open.
Oh.
The body takes another step towards you, the chains around you tightening, the hooks boring deeper into your flesh. They constrict dangerously around your throat. You find it harder to breathe.
It would be nice to change that, to give her the opportunity to change that.
I don't think she's happy you're here. But what do I know? I'm just a set of eyes and ears. I don't make choices. At least not any that matter.
Oh.
I don't want to die like this. I don't want to die like this. Somebody do something before she kills us. Please. We're stuck here. What are any of us supposed to do? Reason with her? I don't think she's acting rationally. I think she's lost it. This was all doomed from the start, wasn't it?
No, don't you start. Drop the blade, say nothing. Oh, what do you mean you're just a watcher? You cut your own head off last time, you made that decision.
What's the point of making a choice if it all ends the same way? I'm still stuck, and you're just as stuck as I am. Everything we witness is just another shade of the same endless cycle. I wake up in chains.
The body steps forward. Your bindings tighten again.
You come to me, knife in hand.
The body steps forward. The pressure on your limbs is becoming unbearable.
You give me your implement.
The pressure is finally too much.
Hey.
Your fist unfolds as your joints swell with trapped blood, and your pristine blade tumbles helplessly to the ground.
Are those like padlocks?
I cut myself free.
She's not insane, is she? No, she's just right. It's all been the same. The whole time, it's all been the same. We never had a say.
Lore, say nothing. I didn't want to take the knife. I was forced to.
So you understand exactly how unfair this all is. Give in with me. None of this is up to us.
She steps forward yet again, and the chains dig into you, your nerves screaming, your heart pounding, your lungs desperate for air. I don't think we can hold on to you much longer. How many times will we have to do this? I'm tired.
This is all getting so predictable, isn't it? Pop.
Oh. You're falling, the world is spinning, and then you hit the ground, your body light in a way that is sickeningly wrong, and roll to a stop. Sound of rattling chains and a heavy thud as the rest of what was once you falls to the ground, somewhere nearby. You're unable to take action, unable to defend yourself, unable to even look around as the princess's body steps toward you. One slow, rhythmic step after another. It stoops down to pick you up, and then a shadow rises behind the body, blade glinting.
And now, the cut.
It strikes, and it strikes true, and the body drops its cage in pain. They descend on each other in a maelstrom of chains and hooks and feathers and blood, fighting their way deeper into the shadows until all you're left to witness are the sounds of violence.
See? You only ever thought you were in control. Isn't it so much nicer to let go?
You didn't cut yourself free. My body is still the one with the knife. Does that mean this is different? Does that mean I broke your pattern?
Huh. I guess you're right. Pattern must be wrong then. Maybe if we keep watching, we'll figure it out. And we've got nothing else to do but watch.
And so you and the princess watch as your bodies weave in and out of the shadows, performing their lethal dance.
Look at us go. Aren't we beautiful?
The movement is gorgeous, primal, uninhibited, steel crashing against steel and flesh rolling off of flesh.
It's all going to come to a head soon. Head.
And at last, the climax plays out. Your body, wreathed in chains and shadows, makes its final move, but so does hers. Chain shatters spine, and blade pierces heart.
I guess I'll see you next time.
We getting a next time? Both hers and yours collapse, their dance complete. Blood drips from the princess's mouth, and she coughs.
It's cold, but that's always been us, hasn't it? Cold isn't bad.
Sorry I couldn't give you a better ending. You did not get the chance to respond. Something has ripped her from you, and it's left something else in her place. Say nothing. No exit. Remain stuck between the walls of a pattern in a steely cage. You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. It's you. You're alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. You're at the cabin. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Want to see. Can the damsel get you here? The cage, a vicious cycle framed within chain. No, I'm very curious. No, I'm looking at chat. I'm very curious how a different voice could have made things play out from that. No, it's such a like you think. No, it's amazing that the choice of like, not necessarily the choice. It's not just the different princess, but the way a different voice helps you with that. You're the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her. You speak in
That's what are you?
I am so. I think that you are. We are ocean. Yes. This one is a body that convinced herself she was only a set of eyes. She will make for a watchful heart.
Watchful heart.
Do not mourn her. She is now what she wished that she could be.
Oh. What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. There is no exit. Bring me more.
We'll get there.
She asks that I tell you to remember. You won't.
Open heart or watchful one. Bring the cage to her. An open heart, I guess that's
You're
the other.
on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
Okay, let's just take a look again. Options with the damsel. I think I want to go back to the tower. That was the first one. I want to see it again, see if we can get... I assume it's this. Sounds like... Fail to slay. I think that's how we ended up there before. Oh yeah, we pledged ourselves to her, so I guess it's like still try, but don't quite make it. Instead of pledging. I gave up. No, I'm definitely curious to hear this one again, just because I was, as the first one to get... I mean, I don't think any of them are... I think they'd all be... Well, some of them I guess are sort of more straightforward than not. My biggest feeling about getting the tower was like, this feels like too much for the first one. I'm trying to think, what I've thought, I feel like the adversary is sort of more straightforward. Something like that might have been a better introduction. It's just like how your actions are influencing the princess. And also because it was the tower. I was like, oh, we're tarot themed. Okay, we want... Okay. Let us get to the cabin.
You may...
Checking my notes again. This is... We do want the blade.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare.
Let's also make a save. Take the blade.
Her voice.
Continue down the stairs.
You're still listening to reason.
Yeah, right. Okay, yeah. So it's like what we... Why do you even think that?
That giant knife you're holding kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
The blade. Of course she doesn't want to talk. Who'd want to have a conversation at knife point? Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Tighten your grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
End this. What if she doesn't blast the thing? What if she kills us?
You go into this expecting to die. You're going to die.
Certainly. I'm just thinking about what my thought process was the first time. I don't actually remember, but certainly interesting to see these lines again.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Guess we slay the princess? Yeah.
You charge the princess, blade trembling in your hand, but you've already lost the battle. She casually sidesteps your thrust before knocking you to the ground with a single blow from her elbow. We shouldn't have hesitated.
Her iframes are
She
just
doesn't
too
stop
good.
there. She kicks you a few times for good measure, the pointed tip of her shoes feeling like a pickaxe against your fracturing bones, making sure you stay down. As you lie, crushed
Okay.
and...
Yeah, that's not right. Okay, it's hesitate. No, it's not even... Don't we have to...
You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart.
Is this really the...
She applies. This is the air. I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark. And you...
Oh, this is the tower. Okay, okay.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
It's okay. I'd have no... no way keeping track of this.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Hasn't this happened already?
It hasn't. Or if he doesn't remember what happened, you know I can hear. What does it matter what he knows? There's nothing we can
I
do
broke
to
in.
stop her. She's just going to kill us again. She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different... Let's say you died. Of course we died. We couldn't land a single blow on her, and she broke every bone in our body before she decided to let us die. What were we supposed to do to stop her then? What are we supposed to do to stop her now? It's pointless.
Just have to believe.
She's just a princess. Slaying her shouldn't have been difficult, but congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question, if it's the latter, what do you think the people... If she ended the entire world, why should we even bother? We might as well just walk up to that cabin, break her chains and let her do whatever she wants. It's all the same in the end.
This one's sort of funny after the cage. It's a bit similar.
Just because she's capable of ending the world doesn't mean you're not capable of slaying her. Both of those things can be true at the same time. So chin up. I believe in you.
Lead to the cabin. Oh, broken is one of the voices you can take to the cage.
Before you go any further.
Interesting.
She will lie. We might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us.
Tried that once and we didn't get a part 3, so not again.
Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge? I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic. You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included.
No, we were robbed of content.
I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on a silver platter. Rescue her? Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her and pledging yourself to her. Either would be terrible. So please try to ignore both of those knuckleheads and focus on saving the world. Let's not make this harder than it has to be.
Lead into the cabin.
If that's what you want, I guess I don't have a say here. The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Yeah, and I really I didn't comment on it exactly, but when you brought up that in the cage, and used the sort of same intonation.
Why do we feel so small? We don't feel small. We are small.
This whole cabin is different than last time.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
Save here. And sounds like we're going to want to take the blade.
Take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
And try. Oh!
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease. This is actually kind of nice. It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
This is funnier after. Getting this a whole bunch of times.
Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Seeing how much worse it can be.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her.
Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there.
It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
Continue down the stairs.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall.
Hello. Again.
The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You've brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
No. Tighten your grip.
As if on command, the blade slips from your grasp. It clatters uselessly to the floor. But we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just going to let that happen to us? I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade. Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
No. No.
Oh, are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Oh.
Your legs buckle, and your knees hit the floor.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you couldn't even scratch me. And yet here you are again, trying to succeed where you've already catastrophically failed.
Fair enough.
What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death? Speak.
The last time we met? I suppose that lends credence to our conversation in the woods. Still, whatever you do, don't tell her why you're here. It's best not to give her any ideas.
We can just remain silent, the same as just saying no. No.
Perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters. Pick up that needle.
Oh.
Do it. It's what she wants.
No objections here. I don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but we might as well pick up the blade.
As your eye falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits unperceived by your senses, but that manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer.
Why? What are you going to try and make me do with it? You're not kidding about that divine hand. Who's doing this? Is it her? Is it you? No. Or I'm going to kill you. Pick up the blade.
You reach forward and grasp the blade.
Stand.
This one's easy. See? This isn't so bad.
Okay, yeah. We can do that.
Hate you. I hate you so much, all of you. And
You can feel a creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet. like two foes forced into an unhappy truce. The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come dragging out the long, painful seconds. But all silences are broken eventually.
Broken getting parasocial, broken as an act. Or a Act 3 sub, Tier 3 sub. I have to say, after this, I was starting to imagine the narrator, like, as I was saying, he had two monitors. I really imagine him basically being a streamer, watching what's happening.
To defy me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance. Take that knife in your hand and slit your throat.
What? You don't have to listen to her. You're armed. Just steel your nerves, step forward, and end this.
Oh, end this.
Oh, we'll end this all right. Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End her.
Slay yourself, resist, slay the princess. Might make a... I think we want... Oh, I wonder. Actually, looking again. Looks like she can get to there. Would slay the princess get you to the ferry? But there's no shame in failing, so it does seem like we want to slay ourselves here.
No, you can't just slay yourself. You're perfectly healthy and capable, and all you have to do is ignore her and do what has to be done. The blade and the hand that wields it remain firmly locked in place until you change your mind and decide to do literally anything else.
Look at you quaking against my will. An ant defying a god. It's pointless to resist. In the end, everything submits to oblivion.
It is the Fury, but the Fury goes very different. Oh, it's so interesting.
But you're not the one resisting me, are you? There's something else in there.
Oh, I wanted to see more of this. This I thought was super interesting when she took over the narrator before.
Is that a person? No. It used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you? A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
No. What are you talking about? I
don't care what you are. You're mine.
Groans of increasing discomfort.
You bring the blade to your neck. You slice through soft flesh, severing veins and arteries. Your blood flowing freely down your body. It's a painful lesson in obedience, but the pain won't last forever.
I wanted to see this part again. It was still one of the moments that stuck out to me the most. And I remember people noting it, but yeah, it's so good. Because a game without good writing, I think would have all this foreshadowing that doesn't necessarily mean anything, or it's just poetic language that doesn't really pay off. But here it absolutely does.
No.
When I see you again, you'll free me from my chains and deliver me to the destiny that lies beyond this place.
We will. I promise.
I know you will.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh, the Apotheosis. Just like in Fire Emblem again.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path...
Oh, let me guess. And at the end of
Oh,
the
no.
path is a cabin.
Oh no. Okay, we need every voice with gale force. We need all of them to pair up. Everyone else can be on rescue staves. Contrarian, unless you're the dancer, you can sit out.
Excuse me?
Come on, man. We can see it right in front of us. And besides, we've been here like, what, 5 times already?
5.
I think this is 3.
Yeah, okay.
Who cares? The woods are always the worst part anyway. Nothing ever happens in them.
I care. Every single time you've been here, it means an entire other reality has been damned to oblivion. One reality is already an incalculable loss. And there is a massive difference between 3 and 5.
The alternative to contrarian is the paranoid. I would... Paranoid cares about keeping us alive. Not feeling the contrarian as much.
Feels like the numbers getting thrown around here are too big not to be abstract.
Numbers like 5.
Numbers like entire realities. At the end of the day, it's all just silly, isn't it? None of us can count to a whole reality, and he's asking us to think about the difference between 3 and 5.
Broken definitely has aptitude.
You're already starting to lose the thread. Just because you can't personally sum up the contents of an entire reality doesn't mean that the people inhabiting it don't contain moral value. If you have any sense of ethics left in there, if you have any moral compass, please, you have to stop her.
I want to see more losing of the thread.
Don't you get it? Might makes right, and she didn't even have to touch us last time to prove her power.
So what? Just because she made us kill ourselves, we're supposed to submit to her authority without question?
I knew when to surrender to our better. You would have lost eventually anyway, and it would only have made her angry. It would only have made things worse for all of us.
Oh, for the love of... Can you all please just get on with it? You're not making this any easier for yourselves. Do we even have agency right now? We either do what she wants, or we do what he wants. Either way, we're listening to somebody. Please, nothing in life is a binary. Obviously, we find a third choice that nobody wants.
Swiftly moving towards a solution that pleases nobody.
You all talk about choices and freedom, but there is no choice when it comes to the will of a god.
I'm going to cut you off right there. She is not a god, and the more times you fail, the harder it becomes for you to succeed. But the fact that you're still here means you still have a chance to pull this off. So, princess, dangerous, cabin, slay, now.
What's the... Okay, yeah. Now, hold on. I have so many questions. Run away, stay, head to the cabin. I don't think I've seen stay. I don't think I've seen stay before. I want to know... We may have seen it, we might have not, but every time we get this we get these different combinations, I want to know who's the one that would make the narrator the angriest. Oh right, stay is the stranger as well. It's not just turn around, it's just stay. Okay, I have so many questions.
And right now you have neither the time nor the mental acuity to handle a single response. It's now or never.
I'm not going into the cabin until I have answers. What am I?
As you finish your inane question, the ground quakes beneath your feet. You feel an unyielding force pulling at you and your surroundings. The trees start to sway and then crumble, breaking apart as everything is drawn towards the cabin. Even the earth beneath you seems to shift, your feet unable to grip solid ground as you're dragged forward along with everything else.
The end of everything. The beginning of something new. The moment we open that door, she will be free.
Words of warning? You already know everything you need to know.
Proceed into the cabin.
As you step forward,
Oh,
the cabin explodes. Flung backwards, violently slamming into a tree as debris rains down around you. You watch in
Oh, wow.
paralyzed awe and terror as the princess emerges, her body unfurling from some vast space as she stands upright to face you.
right. There is a track called Apotheosis, and I just assumed that would sort of be the track that appears sort of the final boss, but got the vocals too.
The world bows to her. The ruined landscape shifts, trees and stone and the ground itself succumbing to her gravity, orbiting her like a great black hole.
Finally, the little bird has set me free. This is always how it was going to end. And this is always how it was going to begin.
There's a loud thunk from the tree behind you as something embeds in its shattered bark. Your pristine blade. It's now or never.
Hey, funny one. Did you say something about a third option? Oh, can we just call you funny one now? One that would make everyone unhappy?
Well, we could always run away, right? To where? I don't know. Anywhere.
You're all ruining the moment of her ascension. Have you no respect for the divine?
Abscond.
A coward to your core, you turn to flee, leaping from the piece of floating debris and into the empty space beyond where the woods used to be. This isn't cowardice, this is a calculated move. Sure it is. Can it be a bit of both? I'd be lying if I said I wasn't just a little afraid of her.
Yeah, what were we going to do there?
Are you so awestruck by my glory that you cannot bear to look at me? I think not.
As you fall, a great force pulls at the back of your neck, violently yanking you away from whatever lack of destination you were headed towards.
Now witness me!
Yes, Your Grace.
She turns you to
Oh,
face
wow.
her. The scruff of your neck is held firmly between two giant fingers. So much for running away.
I forgive you your transgressions, but my destiny is inescapable.
She's right, we don't even have a weapon. It's over, isn't it?
And yet she still extends her mercy. We should do as she says. Why are you all resisting in the first place?
Embrace your new goddess.
So much for spiting her. Spiting him it is.
Good. I can feel your heart opening to mine.
Her words are like a gentle tug, drawing you closer to the mountain of her body.
Don't you have any snarky retorts here?
You land softly on her shoulder. Her skin is warm and comforting. This really is the end. Is it the end? We're still here.
The night sky weaves into a textured nothingness. It does not respond.
Everything is gone. Us and her. This is her power. This is where we're meant to be.
He's really gone. Huh, that's unexpected. But he would have said something by now if he were still here. Yeah. Never knew when to shut up, that one. It's part of why I liked him so much. I can't believe all it took to make him disappear was saying no once. What happens now?
This world is but an illusion, keeping us from my ascension. A play of shadows dancing on the wall.
Oh, okay. The princess reaches forward into the textured nothing and buries her fingers into its divine flesh. Her touch is soft. Is she stronger?
The flame may be snuffed, but the wall remains.
Yeah, allegory of the wall.
This isn't just for my glory. You are a part of this now.
See? This is nice. We're safe. She's helping us. She's helping everyone.
Ooh. The grip tightens and somehow you feel it. The pain sits at the limits of your comprehension. Like an endless sea of hands falling on you one after another, before finally collapsing in on themselves. You lose yourself in the darkness. Scream in unintelligible agony.
It will be over soon, little bird. Then your eyes will open, and all of this pain will seem but the fading memory of a distant dream.
Soon? Soon? Does that mean there's gonna be more? My only comfort is that he isn't here to see us suffer. He would love that, wouldn't he?
The textured nothing is ripped open, and with it, you are ripped open. Amid a sea of disassociative pain, you can feel everything that is you pouring out into the ether, and you feel something else too. Anger, the need to lash out and hurt that which is hurting you.
Yes. Hurt her. Do something, anything, to make it stop.
No. If suffering is what she demands of us, suffering is what we'll give. Why would I doubt our God?
It is so tempting to see what's on the other side of that great big nothing, but I think I'm gonna lose myself if this goes on for much longer. Why do we have to be the ones going through all this pain while she gets all the benefits?
Blasphemer. We have been given the gift of offering ourselves to a higher purpose, and you spit in its face.
If I had gotten here on like my first run, would have been so lost. Suffer in the darkness alone. Oh, you continue to lose important pieces of yourself. The memories of entire lifetimes lived fade away into a space where your only recollection of them is that something used to be there. You die and are reborn, and die and are reborn, shrinking and shrinking again and again until there is no you left to die or shrink.
You've done so well, little bird. Behold, the fruit of your anguish.
Eyes open. Are they yours? They don't feel like yours anymore, but there's no other word to describe what they belong to.
Where are we? Does it even matter? Here, there, it's all the same.
You're all starting to sound like me.
Your vision focuses, revealing what has been done. The world is opened up, and beyond is something beautiful.
It's where we're supposed to be.
Can we come back if we go there? I don't want to go there if it means we can't come back.
The princess steps forward, bringing you both to the edge of something beautiful. It is dizzyingly vast. But neither of you cross the threshold. There's a roaring, like underground thunder. It's stopped in place.
Were we supposed to stop? I don't think this is over.
After everything I cast aside on my path to ascension, what remnant of the old could possibly be left to defy me?
You look down. At the princess's feet writhes the shifting mound, a mass of hands clambering over each other, crawling their way up her body. They start to pull. The mound becomes a sea, and the princess struggles to stay afloat, to keep the two of you close to the hole in the world and the light of the something beautiful beyond. She is drowning. As the sea rises, she pulls you from her shoulder and holds you above the tide. You turn back to look at her.
We have to be able to do something to help her. This can't be how it ends. It can't. It can't. It can't. It can't.
I think this is the end. I can feel every part of me freezing over.
Hands reach over hands, pulling at her face, dragging her down into their frigid depths. She is tired. The life fades from her eyes.
You have been the only thing I've ever known to show me grace. I am sorry if I have not shown you the same.
The princess summons the last of her strength, her face a shield of purpose and determination. In her final act, she hurls you towards the hole in the world, towards the something beautiful beyond.
Fly, little bird.
No. No. I don't want to be somewhere she isn't. It would always be dark without her.
We gotta do this. We gotta proc Gale Force.
It's what she wants for us. But can we make it? Of course we can. We can do whatever we want. And I believe in her.
With the hole sealed before you make it to the other side. If there's a time to bask in what lies beyond, it is not now. As you turn to look back at her, you see that she is gone. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
And is that a mirror? Why is it here?
The
Why
achievement is grace. Receive grace from a dying being. With all these part theories, I just think they can't. How can there's so many ideas, and how do they keep pulling them out? I mean, there's like so many directions to sort of explore the meta aspect, for instance, and they keep finding ways to do it. They're all so different and interesting. It's going to be okay, just trust me.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. Yeah, don't look at it. I don't like that thing.
I don't want to look at us.
I'll see you on the other side. It's going to be okay.
Okay. If you say so. A mercy. You're not messing with us, right?
Approach the mirror. I kind of want to see what... After we do this, I kind of want to go back and see if... Can we even sway her? Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. I go on once again. The mirror always makes them leave. You need to see what's in it. You've grown. So did she. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. See to the cabin. Still huge? Yep. You're at the cabin. Approach her.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
No kidding.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one sits at the cusp of awakening, a new god waiting to be born. She will make for a terrifying and divine heart. Do not mourn her, for she has finally found her light.
Ready to go back.
I will long for your return, but we will meet again.
Everything goes dark, and you die. You meant a terrifying and divine heart. Bring the Apotheosis to her. It's just called the Apotheosis. But it does sound like JRPG boss music. Take the blade.
With a grim determination, you yank the blade from the trunk.
Oh, look at that. The cursor's different.
Yeah, this feels right. She doesn't get to just smugly stand over us like we don't matter. Let's take her down a peg.
You're not going to win. You know that, right? What are you going to do with that tiny blade? Give her a scratch?
Oh, you have the contrarian, so you told her the cool way.
Even if that's all we manage, I'd rather go down swinging. See how everything's floating around her? I bet we could make it if we just jumped really hard.
Oh, we're in a platformer.
You gather yourself, closing your eyes and shutting out the towering vision of the princess. There is only her and you. That's all there ever was. It's time to face her.
Charge into oblivion.
You launch yourself towards the princess. The pull of her gravity catches you, carrying you across the ground into the violent swirl of her orbit.
Such defiance even now. Do it then. Show me what you think it takes to end that which is destined to end everything.
Question.
Don't you see how hopeless this is? She fears nothing.
That's right, she doesn't. So she has no idea what she's in for. With a heavy thump, you land on her chest. It's now or never. We've come this far. Let's take it home.
Carve into her divine heart.
You strike, but her skin is like steel. Though you stab at her again and again, the wounds are superficial, mere etchings in a sprawling surface.
You see, it was always pointless. All this has done is bring us close to her.
It's not pointless, it can't be. We wouldn't be here if there wasn't some hope we could succeed.
Is that all?
The princess plucks you from her chest, pinching the scruff of your neck delicately between two fingers as she brings you to eye level.
Eye level? That could be a weakness.
I forgive you your transgressions, but my destiny is inescapable.
She thinks she's so much better than us. There has to be something else we can do. We're not going out like this.
It's funny that the contrarian is actually seems like possibly the best voice to have here.
He offered us forgiveness. You would turn down such an incredible gift. You would turn away from her glory for something as petty as pride.
Hurl the blade at her eye.
Yes! Yes! Let's give her something to remember us by. You concentrate your will to a fine point and hurl your blade at the princess's eye. It flies through the night sky
And then nothing. She could never be harmed by...
it pierces her cornea.
Oh. I mean, she has all this eye imagery. She was leading us towards the answer.
She howls, recoiling in pain, and you fall from her distracted hand. You hit the ground with a painful thud. She narrowly misses you as she comes crashing down to her knees.
So I've misread you. You are not the willful key that will turn the lock of my liberation. You are an enemy to be smitten by my hand.
The princess holds up her monumental hand, its glowing palm radiating a blinding light. It grows and grows until it's all you can see. And then you erupt, your very soul mere kindling to her light. The inferno incinerates everything that is you. And with it... No, that's not right. Why is it hot? I'm not supposed to be able to feel anything. Oh no. Oh no.
You leave me no other choice. Suffer for the crime you have committed against my divine body. Damnation will purify us both.
Oh. There's nothing left to burn. Yet still you persist amid a world unraveled.
It's cold now, and I feel small. I thought I was everything. But I'm no better than you, am I?
You did not get their chance to respond, nor will you ever. Time to leave. Memory returns. Something to remember you by. Leave a divine being with a blinding scar. I wonder how many achievements I have now. I believe if you bring paranoid, I wanna see that with paranoid. Well, like I said, I feel like contrarian was the exact right option there. Silence as you approach, the voices have all burned away. I feel like that bit with the narrator could have been more horrifying depending how he read the oh no's, but it just sounded a bit silly to me. Comedic. Yeah.
You're on a path.
Let's take a look. I think we can do... How about... I'll just look at my notes. Mysterious ball-shaped princess. I am very curious. Less curious about the being eaten part, but... The orb. Did that come from the witch? Or the beast? They actually had to change the scream he did in the tower for the Pristine Cup because the original sounded kind of comedic to most people. Dang. So I guess we go from the beast or the witch here. What I was actually gonna do, because I have a better idea, was see if we can get this one. Yeah, this is no place to fight. I think easiest to get from the beasts. I still have my notes for stuff to do, but I think we might save that one for run number 3. So yeah, we'll aim for next time. We'll try and get there, and then we'll also do the damsel. But right now, going to try and get to you, and I think I know how to do it. We just have to get to the adversary. I remember the option because it made me laugh.
You
Fade into the cabin, and I really like the adversary.
The interior.
The blade.
You take
For the basement.
the door.
Continue down the
Good.
stairs.
You're still listening to reason.
Yes, we still need to... What? No, why would you even think that?
That giant knife you're holding kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
Aw, man.
The blade. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. But killing someone...
Okay, this now it's find your grip.
You ignore the
And now slay the princess?
doubt,
Yeah.
unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurts! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
Finish the job.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job.
We're friends.
The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
The two of you fall to the floor.
This was fun.
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
A really good line read as well.
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Hey, here we go. Was it stubborn?
You're on a path. You're here to... A terrible... If he doesn't remember what... You know I can hear... That's fine.
Here we go.
It doesn't matter if he can hear us. The only thing that matters is marching up to that cabin and winning.
Yeah, winning. You're gonna love what we're about to attempt.
That's the spirit. There's no point in squabbling when the real threat is just up that hill.
Oh, you're both gonna love this.
It hasn't. Or if it... Those are two very... Let's say, if you're back, we did our best with the information we were... And yet you still... And I believe you're... Yes, had you failed to slay... Ugh. Enough with the talking. We've got a fight to win. Nothing else matters. I couldn't agree more. The cabin and your destined confrontation with the princess awaits.
I love that he likes the stubborn. I mean, it makes sense, but... Finally!
A warning before you go any further.
Finally, someone who listens to reason around here.
She will lie. Are you sure? The point of my warning wasn't the princess will do and say. Crystal. Let's just get...
Lead into the cabin. Do we need the blade here?
The cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. See? Even the cabin has the right idea. Let's get moving.
Actually, do a save here again, because I'm not sure if we need the blade or not for this.
The blade is your implement.
Let's take the blade.
Take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Actually, I want to see what she says from the beginning if we don't
See?
take it.
Even the blade.
Unless the stubborn makes us. Enter the basement.
The blade this time. Right then, fisticuffs it is. Probably more fair to her anyway. Wouldn't want to feel like we cheated our way to a win.
Fisticuffs.
As long as you can still
Deal
get the job
1-2.
done. And don't forget that the blade is waiting for you upstairs if you happen to change your mind. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulfuric odor to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
I'd like you to meet the hero and the stubborn. They're my fists.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening.
Good. Sounds like my kind of princess.
As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall.
She's so cool. Is she... Oops. Not what I meant to. Just wanted to... I have to say... Top 2 of the Part 2 vessels. Up there with the Spectre. Both of them. Well, let's see what I missed there. Looks like she could rip those chains out the wall without a second thought. Oh, it's you again. I've been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us. But no little knife this time, huh?
No, I hope you're not just here to chat. I've been itching for a rematch.
So is there... Turn around. Without saying anything. I don't know what happened to you since the last time we met, but I am not fighting a giant demon lady. Bye!
Oh, you've got another thing coming if you think you can just turn around and leave.
As you step towards the stairs, you hear the heavy creak of straining metal. And then a snap. She's loose. You have to make a decision, and you have to make it fast.
Okay, team, what are we thinking?
How about we get the hell out of... Your voice doesn't have the chance to finish that thought
Okay, that's not...
before the princess barrels into you and smashes your body into the rough stone wall. Can I finish my thought now? Sure, why not? Here. So glad we could stick around to hear the end of that. But I'm afraid that's all the time you had left. Why, for the love of everything, did you stop to think? What did you expect you'd come up with? It doesn't matter, because everything goes dark and you die. Great job.
No, come on. We can't be dead. We didn't even get a chance to fight her.
Dead is dead.
Not quite what I was going for.
See? Even the... No blade this time.
As long as you can still get the door to her feet.
Is that...
This isn't good. As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you... As you descend, looks like she could rip those chains.
Oh, it's you again. I've been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us. But no little knife this time, huh? No, I hope you're not...
Let's try this again, but actually run.
Oh, you've got another thing coming if you think you can just turn around and leave.
As you step towards the stairs, you hear the heavy creak of straining metal. And then a snap. She's loose. You have to make a decision, and you have to make it fast.
Really good expression. Just die. Run away!
You do your best to scramble up the stairs before the princess can reach you. You practically feel her steamy breath on the back of your neck, but you manage just barely to throw yourself over the threshold and slam the heavy stone doors behind you. You're safe, if only for a moment.
The blade. Take the blade from the altar.
No, we can leave it. You're fine, just the way you are, thank you.
Are you sure about that?
Do you think this door is enough to hold me? You're not getting out of this. I don't care how many things I have to break. I'm getting the fight I want.
The entire cabin shakes as the princess throws herself against the basement door.
Doesn't even have like a slot. But when the planks.
It's huge and made of stone. We're fine, right? If we had a weapon, we'd be fine.
I mean, it's still there.
Yes, you should probably pick up the blade, shouldn't you? I know I'd feel a lot safer with it. Before you can act, another impact shakes the cabin, a massive gash splitting its way up the stone doors. Here she comes. The doors explode outwards, shards of stone clattering against the walls as the princess emerges from the basement.
After everything we've been through, I can't believe this is going to end with you cowering in a corner. You're pathetic.
We're doomed! In a fit of violence, the princess explodes across the room and closes the gap between you. She is merciless. With every blow comes a bloom of fresh pain, igniting nerves you didn't know you even had, your skin bruising and splitting and bleeding as her fists rain down relentlessly. Thankfully, you won't have to bear this agony much longer. Your body has its limits, and she has found them. I hate this. With your body a shapeless pulp, her fingers wrap around what's left of your neck.
You disgust me.
You hear a snap, then everything goes dark, and you die. You're on a path in the woods, and
We need more space. No place to fight, so maybe we do need the knife after that. Because it does seem like we want to do the running option. Maybe we have to bring the blade the first time? Yeah, okay, let's try taking the blade and then running.
see? Even
Take the blade.
you take the blade from the
Enter the basement.
door to her feet.
Is that...
This isn't what good. As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't. As you descend the fight, looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall.
Oh, it's you.
Run away!
Oh, you've got another thing coming if you think you can just turn around and leave.
Third time's the charm.
As you step towards the stairs, you hear the heavy creak of straining metal. You do your best to scratch. You practically feel her steamy breath on the back of your neck, but you manage just barely to throw yourself.
Okay.
If only for a moment.
Do you think this door is enough
The entire cabin shake. It's. Of course we are. Any second now she's gonna break through that entryway. And we're finally going to get to do what we came here to do. Another impact shakes the cabin. A massive she comes. The doors explode outwards, shards of stone clattering against the wall.
Stop running.
We're doomed. In a fit of violence, the princess explodes across the room and closes the gap between you.
Okay, what have we got this time?
You do your best to defend yourself from her onslaught. You're sorely outmatched. For every wound you inflict on her, she inflicts 2 on you until, finally, you're no longer able to so much as stand.
He's happier
Your
here.
body is giving out. Giving out? No, nobody's giving out. We're just getting started. Don't be delusional, it's over. You fall to your knees.
Is that it? You're supposed to be tougher than this. Come on, get up. Keep fighting me.
No, this isn't right. Listen to me. Listen to her. We can do this. We can't.
Why won't you get up?
She kicks you in the chest, splinters from your shattered ribs stabbing into your heart and lungs. Your vision starts to swim. Finally, her face, twisted into an expression of disappointment and fury, fades. Everything goes dark, and you die.
What we got? Oh, the Eye of the Needle. Eye of the Needle?
You're on a path in the wood. If you weren't so damned afraid of what she'd do to you, we wouldn't have died back there.
I have to say, I do really like it when they interrupt him.
Fear is good. Fear keeps us alive. We died because you didn't have enough of it.
Okay, hunted.
So what? You'd have us cower in a corner?
No, but that place suits her better than it suits us. She's big. We can't hope to find holes and openings down there. We need more room if we're going to survive.
The other voice you could have brought here is a skeptic.
Are you suggesting luring her into the woods? Do you have any idea how dangerous that would be? If you lose sight of her, if she manages to slip away, that's it. Game over for everyone, yourself included.
Are you not challenging us on all the looping? Have you known about it the whole time? Are you the same one we've been talking to since the beginning?
Sorry to disappoint what I'm sure must feel like a grand revelation, but that's not what's going on here. We've never met. It doesn't matter. We could go in circles forever. I don't like staying still for too long. Let's get to the cabin, see this through. It's good to know that at least one of you is still capable of reason. We may have the same destination, but we're not the same. You are still an other, and I don't trust you.
We haven't talked enough about how different this place is. I wouldn't even call these woods. It's like her influence is poured out into the world.
It's evidence of one of many ticking clocks. You can't let her spread any further. Things are always changing. She changed, the cabin changed, we've changed. Why wouldn't the woods change too? Because they're not supposed to have changed. This is supposed to be a path in the woods. If it's not, it means something's gone horribly wrong.
What if I don't agree with the plan? What if I'd rather do something else?
You're the chooser. The best we can do is advise. But we can help if you let us.
That's who I am, the chooser?
These are just powerless thoughts and opinions. You don't need to let them drag you and the world to ruin.
No matter what happens next, it seems like all of our answers are in the cabin. We might as well see this through.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up the hill at the cabin. I hope you've given serious thought to your predicament.
No last advice for us? No words of warning?
From what I gather, you've heard it all before. There's no use screaming into the wind.
Almost a heart.
I don't know. Screaming sounds pretty good right about now. I could use a little catharsis.
Catharsis is for when we're finished. For now, we need to hold it out in front of us, something to chase.
Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is suffocatingly tight, more of a glorified tunnel than a building. Its stone walls squeeze against your sides, leaving you no choice but to press forward. The only furniture of note is an iron altar jutting out from the wall. A pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right. See? We have even less space than before. We need space or she'll kill us. And the only space is out there.
Yeah, so what do we want to get out of this? They definitely have this sort of, I like the sort of break the cycle theme that you get with the adversary. We could see if we can leave the blade and approach things that way.
Take it.
Well, there's no way forward. There's a mirror at the end of the room and that's it.
A mirror? But there is no mirror. There's the iron altar, the blade sitting on the altar, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
At least it's not a fleshcape. The fleshcape was the worst.
But there isn't a door. There is. Circles, circles, all of it circles. There's something for us at the end of the room. The what and the why don't matter until we know them.
I agree with the freak. Let's get a move on already. And worst comes to worst, we can smash it.
Let's approach the
We
mirror.
can try to survive without our steel claw, but you've marked us as easy prey. step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it, as if you don't see it. You're rather committed to the bit, aren't you? The door's right there, it's right in front of you. It's a bit grimy. Why don't we wipe it clean?
Mash it.
You bring your fist crashing down against the door leading to the basement. It swings open, scraping against the floor as it reveals the dim path ahead. Before you is what may as well be a sheer cliff face. There are enough footholds that you'll be able to clamber your way to the bottom, but it will require careful effort. The air hissing up from below is warm and wet, like the breath of an enemy locked in close quarters. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice, bold and fierce and impatient, echoes from the chamber below.
Do you have more fight in you than last time? That was such a disappointing show. I know you can do better than that.
Goad her. Rile her up. If she's angry, she'll make mistakes.
If you want to fight, then how about you come and get one?
That's not how this works. I'm all chained up, remember? How about you come down here and fight me?
Those chains were nothing to her last time.
Exactly.
There'll be nothing to her this time. We need to show ourselves first to make her boil over. Fine by me.
Continue to the basement landing.
You've nowhere to go but down. You start the difficult journey, gripping the stone, lowering yourself foot by grueling foot. But soon, there is solid ground beneath you. Remember, every crack and crevice will need to be faster than her.
So we're doing the rile her up and then get out of dodge?
You turn to face what lies at the end of the narrow tunnel. The princess, imposing and tightly muscled, grins back at you from the darkness.
I've seen you get much bigger.
Her face droops.
I didn't bring the blade.
There you are. But this time you don't even have that little knife. Do you think this is a joke? Do you need me to break those fragile bones again to remind you how serious this is?
She's bubbling, hot with rage. We can't get close if we want to live. But we'll be able to draw her out of here. She's hungry for us. I know I said this earlier, but I really have to stress how thin of a razor's edge you're on right now.
Yeah, Eye of the Needle. Yeah, why is it called that?
We know. The only way out is through the Eye of the Needle.
Thank you, Hunted.
And we're going to win. We'll need the steel claw. Grab it as we leave. Bloody desire in her eyes, the princess rushes forward, ignoring her chains as they bend and snap. Run. Without hesitation, you turn back the way you came and scramble up the ledge towards the tunnel entrance.
Not even giving me a choice. Ooh.
As you near the top, hands desperately clawing at jagged stone, you glance back. The princess is right on your heels. She doesn't bother to scale the wall as you do, instead digging deep into the rock of the cliff face with her fingertips in her rabid pursuit.
I really, once I'm finished and I can probably look through all the CGs, I really want to study some of this expression work here.
Anywhere you go, I will follow.
Good. You reach the ledge and hoist yourself up into the tunnel, the cabin door finally in sight, at once within your grasp and infinitely distant.
Let's get a save here.
What is all of this for? What's the point? You and I are always going to end in violence, so why bother to run? I know what I am. Why can't you be the same?
But we can change.
Steel claw, now.
It's too late. Run for the door.
You continue towards the door, vulnerable and unarmed. No, I can't let this happen. I can't let her leave with you.
No, narrator.
And what are you gonna do to stop that?
I don't know. You tried the door and oh, what a relief. It's stuck. Bash it open.
Please, you can't.
I think you forgot something.
You feel the burning pain of something long and sharp driving through your back. It slices its way into your organs until finally it exits out the other side, sticking into the wood of the door with an echoing thunk.
With an exit wound.
She killed us with our own weapon. Great.
We needed to take it.
We're not dead yet. It's not over till we can't get up again.
I think it's a bit over.
Coward. All of this is so wrong. This isn't how things are supposed to be. This is so cold and disappointing.
Your body pinned to the door, you crane your neck to see her final approach. She is enveloped in complete lethality, and there is nothing you can do to stop her. I really didn't want it to have to end like this, but your death in here is better than her freedom. See you all next time.
I was hoping for maybe a conversation there, but let's see if we can... Might as well fight. Might as well fight to the end. Perhaps with Eye of the Needle, she's too far gone for that.
What is all of this?
Steel Claw, now.
Take the blade.
Without missing a step, you grab the blade from the altar.
So you do want to fight me? Good.
We're almost there. Don't think about almost. We're there when we're there. And we'll take the fight with us. Your skin hums tight with adrenaline as you burst through the cabin door and roll onto the grass. You glance back at the cabin as the princess, singular in her desire to destroy you, explodes through the doorway. You are walking a dangerous path. If you waver once, it's all over. So get it right.
Got it.
There's nothing left to slow me down. Do you think this is better for you? Do you think this space gives you an edge? Then show me. Show me that you've been worth all the room you've taken up in my head.
Do it. Be swift, strike true, be where she's not. Let your body move you.
We can still talk. Play the princess. Save there. Oh, all sides of... Oh, these are all interesting. We can still... You're right, we can still try to talk. Are you sure you want to do this? You're free now. And out here, I have the upper hand. But we don't have to fight.
The princess scoffs.
Free? This is just another place. This is just... What is this? Where are we? This doesn't feel right. It's cold. Why is it so cold? I feel so tired.
Well, we won in a sense. The blind leading the blind. Free someone who doesn't want to be freed. Explore. You've fallen right into my trap card.
Oh, we'll see about that. Traps aren't real. The only thing that's real is bloodshed.
She charges, fully determined to end you in a single move. Left, now! As the princess strikes, your body swerves to the left. She overextends, stumbling as her balance shifts unexpectedly. Strike. Before you can finish the thought, you lash out, the blade slicing through her leg. She turns to swing again. Right. You move out of the way, but this time it's not quite as clean. You can feel a bruise already blooming where her elbow crashed into flesh. It's nothing. A scratch.
But a scratch?
Yes. It could be worse. And you managed to gift her another cut in return. I'll be damned. We're actually gonna pull this off, aren't we? You just might. But don't let it get to your head. Not until it's over.
Yes, finally! This is the hole I felt in my heart. This is what I've needed. This is what I've been missing. This is how it always needed to end. Both of us giving it our all, beating and bleeding each other to death.
The two of you engage in a devastating flurry of blows, each of you wounding the other again and again. She's stronger, but you're faster, and the deeper the both of you fall into your lethal dance, the more your edge shines over hers. She's slowing down, blood pouring from wounds, splattering at her feet, leaving her weak and unsteady. More! Keep going! We can't stop now! You spy an opening, but this time she's waiting for you. She lets you sink the blade deep, trapping you in place long enough to wrap you in her impenetrable arms. You're slammed to the ground. Nothing! These blows are nothing to us! But her gambit wasn't enough to close the gap. It wasn't enough to kill you. She stares you down, coughing up a splash of blood as she gasps for breath.
You've outplayed me, haven't you?
Possibly?
Something feels wrong. Something.
And? Then what happens?
A wide open field. Lure a hulking foe to advantageous terrain and win. You do not have a chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns. Yeah, just checking chat again. I do think Fury is a better ending for the adversary. I like Hunted and Stubborn working together here to win. Turns out Stubborn plus Hunted is the winning combination for a fight. Yeah, that's so... Like, I love the voices mechanic, but I'm like, if... And it's not like I go into these, like, trying to get specific voices, but there could be a really interesting, like, gameplay there where you have to intentionally pick the correct voice for certain paths. I really love that idea. And like certain ones don't work together and certain ones do. And it depends on the situation. And it only took liberal saves coming.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again.
Okay, let's...
What is that? Death. Real death.
Screw that! This can't be the end, it just can't!
Approach the mirror. Gaze into reflection. Let's find out what she thinks of this vessel. Get to the cabin. Approach her.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction. All of me.
Hey, what do you think of this vessel?
This one remembers a spark lost in time, and she would stop at nothing to reclaim it. She will make for a burning heart.
I called her Karlak before. Doesn't Karlak have like a glowing chest?
Do not mourn her. She has finally remembered what she thought she'd lost.
She was Karlak in the end. Enough with all this pretension. You're not actually saying anything.
I'm sorry. The
I like that
vessels
one.
you choose.
Ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
A burning heart. Bring the eye of the needle to her. Also do a save here, and then take a peek at our memories. So we'll finish up there. So next time, so we still have this. Three more vessels. Well, I'm blocking one. There's 4. We have this one, which I've been avoiding because it seems to...
You're on a path.
Seems to... I'd probably be interesting to, because we've done more with the Spectre, would be interesting to go back to the Nightmare, even if I'm trying to avoid it. We have the Orb. Which you might go through the Beast, as we talked about. I can never go into that one because I can't be mean to Spectre. The Nightmare is so scary, though. Although it would give us paranoid. I do want these stickers. We have Orb, which I'm very curious about. And we have the 2 damsel endings, so we don't need the world. So probably, I guess we'll finish. You will love the Orb. Oh, hi, okay, son. I hope you're doing well. So I think what the plan will be for next time is we'll do something with the damsel, and then maybe we'll get this one over with. That'll be 5 princesses, and then we'll start another one, because then we'll get then we'll do whatever we get, the other damsel and the orb. Maybe if I love the orb, that will be the final one. So we have, there are many reasons, spirits may linger, the flames of passion, the flood of words left unspoken. You don't need the world for your happy ending. Oh, those are both interesting. What we can do, so I guess it gets from, I mean, I don't know how this works. I assume one of these will be like killing the damsel versus letting her kill us. I don't know if she'll be into that. Because before we had the deconstructed damsel, I think it was called. Was the far right the one? So I'm blocking. Let me see where my head is. I had my notes on the screen. We have, oh, and Chad is also blocking it. There are many reasons spirits may linger, the flames of passion, the flood of words left unspoken. And then if I move all the way, you don't need the world for your happy ending. Ascendant Princess Hardblood Arts the Sphere. So I'll write that out. So next time, Nightmare and Damsel, finish that cycle, and then other damsel and orb. And then I don't know, I have to think about the part 3s. Princess and the Dragon is really good. Moment of Clarity. I almost want to do Moment of Clarity again, because now that I know the voices better. The Thorn! Everything about the Thorn just is pretty nice, just like self-contained. I tend to prefer the sort of, or the stuff that appeals to me as the really meta stuff, which is why I like the Princess and the Dragon. But as like an arc, I like where the Thorn, it was just really well executed. I want to see where else the Cage can go. Yeah, the Thorn is just a really good arc. Apotheosis has incredible art and music. I would have been so baffled if I actually managed. And I think, as someone said, I think I prefer like how the adversary leads into the Fury than versus the Eye of the Needle. The Thorn was the community's undisputed favorite from the Pristine cut, and even now it's at least 2 to 3. Is it exclusive to the Witch? I can't remember. My favorite is the Adversary. Feels hard to, I don't know if I could, how I'd like rank them all yet, all at once. I'd argue the Tower into the Fury is better, but I think the Adversary works on her own. Oh, it's hard. I need to see those. Yeah, that's so interesting, because you could just, like, I could imagine a version of the game where it doesn't actually change that much depending on which arc you go with, or it might change a little bit of. Or you might just get a little bit of dialogue, but the fact that it can change so significantly, I love. Once you're done with the game, you need a princess rating stream. I don't know if I could do ratings. It's hard though, because it'd be hard to like, because it's hard to like separate for them at the moment. It's like hard to separate the characters versus I'm thinking versus like the writing of the chapter, if that makes sense. I need to like, it would almost more be like chapters, and then of course then you'd have to consider which ways you're going into that. Just make a vibe list. That's probably the best way. And then even so, and then one of my favorite, I guess, bits was the razor when we used the, or not the expression, the look. But like, overall, I hated the body horror so much. It's hard for me to rate that one. And yeah, then the nightmare still is one of my top best moments as well. But I don't like that kind of horror as well. So it'd be hard to, I wonder if there, I mean, I look at the tier list, maybe somebody's like designed one on like Tier Maker that's all about, yeah, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, exactly. Still one of the best moments, best bits. And then we have to see how it all sort of comes together and end of everything. So that's why I'm not good at tier list anyway. It was hard to do. It was hard to do the Limbus one. I did. I'm absolutely getting used to horror. Yes, next week. What are we doing next week? Silent Hill 2, maybe? Layers of Fear. Five Nights at Freddy's. Seen the VA do that in a live reading. Oh, I want to see them saving those streams. I'm saving to watch those, but I can't wait. Any interest in Metaphor? I am, but it's those games are, it's gonna be a commitment. It's a commitment. I don't know if I don't know if I can. What if Atlas made a Persona game set in a Fire Emblem setting and draw from Hieronymus Bosch? Yeah, RPG's a long commitment, and Atlas, I don't actually know how long Metaphor is, but I assume it's 100+ hours. Probably 120, honestly. And then, like, the way I play Persona, you take how long to beat, and then you take whatever the longer option is. Like, when I started the Thaumaturge, I was like, this will be a, I forget how long to beat was, but it had like 20 hours on average. And I've certainly more than that now. The spookiest game you can play right now is Tim playing ranked Yu-Gi-Oh! I've been... Actually, you know what I did right before the stream? I was watching MBT react to Ruxin's ban list reaction. RPG Maker Horror... It's a thought. Something like Yume Miki. Would be a thought. I'd have to see. The thing I'm leaning towards after the Thaumaturge is actually Outer Wilds. Cause that's one of the games I've said I've wanted to try for a while. Oh yeah, Eve. There's Eve. So I'd have to think. Maybe the most fair thing to do would be to put a vote. I'm just gonna grab my Steam for 1 second. Oh, 51 out of 131 achievements. Doing well. You know the other game from like way back when I started streaming I said I wanted to do was I Divine Cybermancy. I'd really like to do Planescape Torment, but I just don't know if I can handle the reading unless I do shorter streams for it. I Divine Cybermancy. I said it way back. Maybe that will go in the vote. I should at least try it. I'm just skimming. There's quite a few things I have on Steam that I was interested in. Book of Hours, at least. Okay. Yeah, so I hope everybody has been having a good week and they enjoyed that. One interesting thing about the more I sort of play is I'm less into, like, speculating. Which I feel like I'm missing, but since I sort of know, like, the big mysteries here, I feel bad I can't do that exact sort of speculation. I'm more of, reacting to stuff. Do want to do another Thaumaturge later on the weekend. And also Game Awards tomorrow. Or at least tomorrow for me. I feel... given the way everybody is... give it... I feel like we're gonna have to watch. Never know what... I don't want to... if there's a big announcement, I don't want to miss it. You know? But yes, regardless. Hope everybody's doing well, and I hope... Silksong, please. I wish. But yes, hope everybody's doing well, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye, everybody. See you.